Thanks for staying with us. We still have Ezekiel Solesi here with us. Damila had a question.
I really want to ask, in all of this that we find ourselves in the quagmire, ups and downs, how can somebody actually, an individual, prioritize self-care and well-being while working towards their goals? If you take somebody like Amaka, she's fresh, she wants to remain fresh. So how can Amaka prioritize? How can I prioritize my self-being, my well-being, my own personal self-care while I'm still chasing at these goals and not lose myself?
So it depends on what the definition of self-care is. Because the idea that I get when people talk about self-care is, they want soft life. They want to sit down and be taken care of, right? I mean, if you're married to a billionaire or your father is a billionaire, maybe that can work, right? But the reality is human beings are designed to prioritize growth. And you see, growth comes, there's times in growth where you would not be able to balance ambition and self-care, where you would have to pick one. And there are times in which you would have to pick the self-care and take time and chill, right? In fact, I believe that everybody in the space of 1 year should have 2 bursts of energy for 90 days each, right? So, for example, in our community, in January to March, we want people working like they're crazy. From August till October, we want people working like they're crazy. They can rest in between. Because the point is, if you don't do that, if you only do what you're comfortable doing, you would never really grow. But the real problem is that the world is getting worse. Life is getting more expensive. Earning the same money you were earning last year is regression. It's not stagnation. You're not stagnant. You are going back because inflation is eating up your life. So I suggest that you decide that there are 2 spells of time in the course of the year that you'll be extremely uncomfortable and you would pursue growth, right? As opposed to just comfort and just chill and all that. No, nobody, I know people like to talk about, smart work and, it's better than hard work. But have you noticed that the people who preach the gospel of smart work are working really hard at telling us to work smart. Preach that right? So that you can't do anything substantial without hard work. And it doesn't have to be all year round, but at least you should have 2 spells of high energy work every single year, where you would prioritize growth ahead of looking good, right? And then when you hit a milestone, then you can come back and become defined.
Pamper yourself.
Yeah, pamper yourself. Celebrate yourself every single time. Like I have a ritual every single month. If I scale through that month and I've paid salaries and everything, I go somewhere and I take care of myself because I cannot come and keep myself. My wife knows every single time. Once I finish paying salaries, I'll say, me too. Because it's the entrepreneur eats last. Sometimes when you finish paying salary, it's not enough to take care of yourself. But when it's enough, you're going to do something nice for yourself. But the rest of the month, I'm a bricklayer.
Okay, so does it even bother you? Because it pains me that, most of these things we're learning now, we should have, started life with them. They are supposed to be things that were taught, at least from secondary school up, or this entire... How do you think this can be brought into curriculum early enough? You need individuals...
So
serious, can't handle.
Constantly let life teach you.
When I had my daughter,
wait for life?
I started saying to myself, it's not possible in my house that you do 365 days of the year academics. I don't need you to have a first class like their dad. I need you to grow up and have some. They call it streets, but it's not streets. As in cottage, but and life, some academically, how they teach. Even all of us is how to be book smart.
Yes.
So we need individuals who know these things early. Yes. You need it to go into life.
Maybe let's answer because of time.
So first things first, the answer to that question is above my pay grade. Right? But what I know is that you could do it personally. So for example, I and my wife decided before our kids were born, that we would read to them every night. Wow. In fact, we're reading to them every night before they were even born.
What kind of books? Story books?
Yeah, story books, adventure books, business books, right? So now I have a 9-year-old that averages 3 books a week. He reads 3 books a week, right? Now, now we just bought a set of 15 books. I have about 12 books waiting for me that I bought in the UK. I'm going to pick it up next week. And they are business books. They are, so he now reads.
Those kind of books.
I started reading books at the age of 14. He started reading at the age of 6. I don't even finish. I probably do a book, 2 books a month. He already does 3 books a week. And I'm talking about books that are 200 pages long, right? So that's how you start. So when you equip somebody like that, he would have a completely different life going forward. So it's better to start it on a family level than to be waiting for the government, for the Senate to pass something and all that.
But I want to add to that. So, okay, now we've started. How do we now maintain it? Sustenance, because I'm the child that I would read a book a day. I would read 10 books in a week. I'm constantly reading. But then now I have almost 50 books and no time to read. And I've not touched. I even have books by my bedside.
That's your choice now.
No, so that I'll be seeing it. But there's no time, Mariah. By the time I work, I get back home late. As in, I don't have the time to sustain that. So how do people sustain the goals?
So it's 2 things. 1, you schedule it. 2, you probably want to try a lot of audiobooks. So we live in Lagos. We live in Lagos. So let me tell you why it's important. We live in Lagos, and if you live in Lagos, we have been gifted with traffic. It's a blessing, right?
Please stop giving us that name. We don't want that name again. Lagos doesn't have traffic
but
again.
here's the thing. When you are young and you're in school, you read to recollect. When you're older, you read to make decisions. And so when you use, so people say, I don't have time to listen to audiobook because I'm cooking. I say, look, play it while you're cooking. Play it while you're driving. In fact, it's more important because when you're driving, your conscious mind is focused on the road. Your subconscious mind is opened. The book goes straight in. Have you noticed that you're driving one day and a song is playing on the radio that you did not learn, but you know the song?
And you sing it all day.
Right? You know the song. You know the song because the song plays on the radio. You think you're not listening, but you know it. The same way the song gets in is the same way audiobooks go in. But what's better is that it goes straight into your subconscious and affects your decisions, improves your decisions.
So Ezekiel, you solved all my problems today.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
So audiobooks. So if you're older, you have a busy life, just turn all of the time you're driving into learning, right? So download any of these apps.
Because all these are I always want to go.
Audiobooks are perfect for working people.
Does audiobook also work with children in the case of attention span?
And so for my son now, for my boys now, we don't do audiobooks yet for them. No, they listen to while they're in the car. Because, at the beginning, you want them to learn to concentrate, right? So, and what are they thinking about? Are they paying bills? So let them focus.
But thank you. You always drop some really important gems for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Everybody has listened to you, taking something. Hopefully, the next 6 months, we'll get some real results. I'll bring you back again to help us.
Thank you so much.
It's always a pleasure having you.
Yes, madam.
Let's go in a very short break. When we come back, it's Thursday. We like to gist today. When we come back, we have one hot gist for you. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.